Hey guys, my name is Jason Medina. I'm a second degree black belt from Checkmat. I own Dedicated Jiu Jitsu in Temecula, California, and I'm here with my first instructional, understanding the half guard. This is going to be a very introductory level style course designed for early white belt, blue belt. I started jiu-jitsu at no gi. I did no gi for my entire first year, and I think half guard became the first position that I felt very comfortable in. As I transitioned to putting on the gi, I noticed that both of these positions, or whether it's gi or whether it's no gi, the position works very good for both of them. And it's definitely my go-to. That's where my game starts each match, and slowly developed into finding other positions from the half guard. So I hope you guys look forward to seeing what I have to offer. Thanks for stopping by. Okay guys, today's course is going to be involved with different scenarios that you're going to see from my opponent having their knee attached to the floor. We will start with the ideal scenario where I have a knee shield, I have a good frame, give you a couple options there, and systematically go down the ladder of when my opponent starts to win some small battles. Clearing my knee shield, getting control of my head. We're going to touch on some different attacks, some sweeps. We're going to also talk about different transitions, when, where, and why I like to use other guards. Why do I like to use the half guard? A lot of times it's based on your body type. I don't really have long legs, so I was never really proficient in the closed guard. I always found a little bit of difficulty. So the half guard was definitely like my safe haven. I felt comfortable in the half guard. A good thing about the half guard is you don't have to be extremely flexible. I don't believe you have to be extremely strong, and I also don't believe you have to have a crazy amount of cardio. So this course will lend itself very well to beginners that maybe fit that criteria, which quite frankly is most jiu-jitsu practitioners. So look forward to seeing what you guys think. Thank you. Hey guys, this is my partner Rob. He's going to be helping me out with today's tutorial, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what the half guard is and where pretty much this entire tutorial is going to be based off as a starting point. The way I play my half guard always involves a knee shield, so let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Go ahead and sit down, Rob. Okay, the first thing I'm going to be looking for is my knee to be free. I'm going to put my foot in between his legs and bend my leg. I need to control his ankle with my ankle. So I'm going to flare my ankle around his ankle, keep my knee free. I'm going to be on my side. The next thing I need is my knee shield to be right here. I like my knee shield right at the armpit area. I can use it as a little bit of a feeler and also a little bit for control. Last but not least, my frames. Your frames can be wrist, bicep, but the idea is not to allow this guy to be able to get head control, not to be able to use this arm. I want this elbow on the inside so that we can start. So pretty much everything that we start from this tutorial today is going to be predicated from starting right here. This is my favorite way to start my half guard. Thanks, guys. We're going to look for the dog fight. We're not able to get to the knee tap. We start the roll through, but we don't have good enough control of the whizzer. Let's see what happens in this scenario. As I kick out and sit up, hide the elbow, stretch him out, collect the ankle. I come up, pinch. I don't want this leg to be free. Now he already hid from the knee tap. I can't get there. I'm looking here. I have the whizzer, but maybe I'm a little bit sloppy with it or something happens. Whereas I start to roll through, they post. As soon as I hear that hand post, now that means I have an underhook. He has no whizzer. I come right back. Shoulder shrug. Look for the back. Knee inside. And take the back. Again. I'm up. Push. I start pushing. And it's the mat. I'm out. Up. Looking for the back. All right, guys. So moving on. I'm in my frame, and now I'm going to come up into my dogfight sweep, but Rob's going to be able to post the leg and not allow me to get that knee tap. So as I kick out, I sit up, I come to my dogfight. I make sure that I start to hide this hand. If I leave this hand exposed, they're going to grab, they're going to pull my arm, flatten me back down. So I'm going to pull my arm out, and I get it a little bit past my shoulder line, out here a little bit. So that way, if he drives forward, I have some stability. Drive forward into me, I have stability. But if I put my elbow too close to my body, I don't have any stability. So the elbow's out here a little bit. Slide, collect the ankle, come up to my knees. Now I'm looking for that knee tap, but Rob gets smart. He posts that leg, okay? So there's gonna be a couple things happening right here. We're looking for like an action and reaction. I'm gonna be pushing into Rob, and his reaction is probably to come back towards me. Now a big deal right here is for me to make sure that I clamp down on his whizzer. I don't want him to post his arm. So I clamp down on the whizzer nice and tight. I push. As he pushes back, I roll all the way through. Catch the leg here. I can catch underneath, extend, roll all the way through, and come to side control. Great move, but very much about your timing. Moving on from the first move, I'm able to get to my dog fight, but I'm not able to get to the knee tap because Rob's going to eventually post his leg out to give himself some base, okay? So as I kick out and I sit up, I hug tight. Make sure I hide this hand. The reason I need to pull my hand back is if I leave it exposed, he grabs, pulls me back down, starts to flatten me out. So get my hand away from him, hide it here. I stretch the leg out, bring my outside leg up and over, collect his ankle, pull it to my body. As I hip up, now yes, that's what happens is they start to bring this leg away from me. I can't get to that knee tap. I can't drive forward. He has good balance right here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use like a push and a pull. I push into him and he tries to push back. Now I'm gonna roll underneath, pull his leg, roll all the way through, and I land in side control. So failed dogfight sweep, but we get the roll through. For my first technique in this tutorial, remember it's important that I have my knee shield. My knee shield is in between his armpit, shoulder, chest area, and it stays active. I can feel where he's at. I can try to guide him. My frames are, I like to put one hand near the shoulder, another one near the bicep, and my elbows on the inside. I'm on my side. I have my ankle attached to him right here. Good control of his bottom leg. Now I need to kick out. Underhook comes through. I sit up and head is tight. My head is tight. I'm gonna hide my right hand. The next thing I need to do is to start to get Rob off balance. So I'm going to stretch, bring my outside leg over the top, collect the ankle, and pull. Next thing I need to do, elevate my hips, come up and pinch on this leg, grab his knee, start to drive forward, and then you have both options. You guys can circle to the front, circle to the back. It's great because you guys can get the sweep and the pass all in one time. Okay, Rob clears the knee shield. He defeats my frames, and he gets to this position, very common position. Hip switch, good cross face. I'm making sure that I'm controlling the knee. And once he's able to get his knee free, this is a big battle for him to get his knee free. I want to keep capturing his knee, but once he gets the knee free, oftentimes they're going to look to work into the mount. Okay, a big detail right here is I don't want to make sure that I have my arm open because they find the underhook. They start to walk up underneath this arm. So as he starts to come back into the quarter guard, I'm keeping my elbow tight to my body. And if they make that mistake, look, I already have control of the knee. And now my feet come to the ground. I push, hip escape here. I can look for the back, or at the very least, I can get back into my knee shield and fight again from here. So he's hip switched. My arms are tight. He starts to step over, collect the knee, hip escape, get back inside, recover my frames. This scenario we're going to be working with. Rob was able to clear my knee shield and he's able to defeat my frames, and he starts to go cross body. So he comes here, he gets shoulder pressure, he's here. The first detail is I need to make sure that I'm keeping his leg trapped. If he's using his hand to push the knee, push his hand away, keep bringing my leg up. I need to get into the deep half right now, so I'm gonna, if I have to deal with this, this is always gonna be first, but when I can get to an opportunity where I create a little bit of space here, my right arm is going to windshield wiper, come inside of his belly, and now I'm gonna slide down to his leg. As I slide down to his leg, bring my head to the leg, come into a modified variation of the deep half, play this way. Someone's on top. Again. Cleared the knee shield, framed, Got good control. Make sure I'm controlling his ankle. Never allow my legs to be free. He just backsteps, gets his points. So I have the leg trapped. That's my first objective. Now I'm going to create some space. My right arm, my elbow stays attached to the ground. I just bring my hands to the inside, palm facing away from his belly. And now I start sliding my body down, grab the leg, use my legs to bring myself to him, start to hug, and we can work from here. Rob cleared the knee shield. He can't get to head control. He starts to go cross body, but I can't get in here. He's too heavy. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide my hand underneath, kind of like an underhook. It's not very useful right now, but I'm gonna be taking my right arm to come underneath this leg, rotate my hips this way to get in nice and deep, and then I can windshield wiper, bring his body up on me, get back into my half guard, hide my hand. Next one we're going to work with is somebody who goes cross body. Cross body is going to be forced because I have good frames. If I don't have good frames, they're just going to get the cross face and go to a hip switch. So as Rob clears and my frames are lazy, he's going to get a lot of head pressure against me and he's going to start the hip switch, work from this position. You never want that. We got to make sure that we have good, strong frames, even if they do clear the knee shield. So as Rob starts to clear my knee shield, my frames are here. He knows that he can't get pressure against my head. He's going to start to hip switch. So as he hip switches, or excuse me, goes cross body, I'm going to direct his arm in this direction. And now my bottom arm is going to be what comes underneath the armpit. I'm going to do a C grip into the armpit, turn, slightly like a technical stand-up, and a lot of times you're going to end up in the single leg X position. Again, I have good frames. He clears the knee shield. He starts to go cross body. Direct his arm away from me, build my base, hip escape, and get into the single leg X. Reminder, do not cross this foot up and over. Heel on the hip, toes to the outside. Control that ankle. Okay, guys, in the sequence of going to Kimura to straight arm lock, we also have the back. So as I go here, I try to kick out, I go to Kimura, he straightens out. I try to get the arm lock and he tries to turn his hand. Now I don't have the angle anymore. I need to maintain control of his arm, catch his sleeve, punch it to the side. Sit all the way up and hug. Pull, and then make sure I don't want to stay right here and try to pull him over me because he's going to fall across, cross body, and put pressure against me. So I need to make sure that I create a pocket for him to fall into. So we went from the straight arm lock, I cross, I hug, collect his ankle, but I scoop back. Make sure there's a pocket that he falls right into, and then I have the back. All right, guys, so sometimes they have a good grip on the belt, so it's hard to get to that Kimura grip. This time, after my frames, I'm gonna kind of back up a little bit. I still don't want them to get the head control. I need to make sure I have my knee shield. But I'm gonna take 2-on-1, kick out. As I break the grip, I'm taking this arm and I'm not bringing it on top of me. I'm swiveling it underneath my arm. Lock my arm straight in place. Now, as I'm here, it's hard for Rob to come back towards me. I need to get this space right here. I'm gonna sit my body up, hug. I like to grab a lapel, which is not required, but I wanna hug far side here. And now I can reap the ankle and back, start to change his angle, create a pocket, and take the back. Okay, guys, so we're gonna work off of what we just tried to attack that Kimura, but a lot of times, especially strong guys, they are able to extend their arm. Now I'm gonna switch to a straight arm lock. So check out these details. I'm gonna come here, I go here, I kick out, I sit up, and I can't get it to stretch, I can't bend. So now I'm gonna bring it right here to my neck. I want the thumb against my neck, and I wanna pinch. I'm still maintaining this pressure here, and now my outside hand rolls right near the elbow. I'm gonna be between the elbow and the armpit. I don't wanna be at the forearm side. So I need to find the elbow, just go like an inch over it, and I'm gonna rotate his arm this way. Now I grab kind of similar to like a rear naked choke, apply my pressure, keep that knee in, and get the tap. Again, I'm here, Kicked out, slid into the Kimura, no go. He starts to strike to straighten his arm, catch. I'm here, pinch, and get the tap. We're gonna attack this wrist that's controlling this side of my knee shield. I'm gonna be in my frame. I'm gonna be sliding down to the wrist, cup the wrist, and I need to do this quickly. As soon as I'm coming to the wrist, I don't want to telegraph too much. So as I'm here, I'm to the wrist, I'm kicking out, I sit up, pull the elbow. When I pull the elbow, I push the hand towards the butt, and my knee, make sure that it collapses the shoulder. Don't put your leg like this. This gives them the ability to posture up very easily. So my knee is here, torqued against the shoulder, keep them pinned to the mat. My hand is here, and just toward the opposite shoulder to get the Kimura lock. Again, here, pull, and finish. All right, guys, a lot of times I see this hand is exposed, they're holding here. I like to attack this side right here, so I'm already in my framing sequence, but now I'm gonna remove my arm. I'm gonna start to slide down to this wrist. Once I slide down here, I'm cupping the wrist. I'm going to kick the leg out, grab the elbow, pull. My knee comes behind the tricep and clamp down at the shoulder. I don't like when people clamp here. My opponent still has the ability to posture up pretty easily. So I wanna make sure that I'm using the inside of my knee, pinch down on the shoulder, and you guys can go one-handed Kimura right here, very effective. Okay, I'm here, slide down, kick out, grab the elbow, clamp. Knee pinch the shoulder all the way to the mat, and slide the wrist towards the opposite shoulder. Okay, guys, another option for attacking the neck is gonna be the loop choke. And the loop choke is not the exact opposite, but this time I don't have to have my hand in really deep. In fact, I like to use kind of collarbone as like my guideline. The reason being is I need to be able to create enough space in between here and here for his head to fall inside. So we're just gonna go about collar grip, or collarbone grip right here. Same thing, I'm gonna kick out, push, and then as he comes back, this time I'm gonna switch my hips a little bit. I switch my hips, I punch his head through this hole right here, and my right hand comes underneath my bicep, and I start to stretch. Sometimes you get the tap, sometimes they start to roll to this side to alleviate the pressure, come up into the mount. Okay, guys, let's go into a couple attacks on the neck that I like to play with. Everything is the same, I'm on my side. Good control of his ankle with my ankle, elbow on the inside. Now this time I need to make sure that I'm working with a deep collar grip first. So if his gi is a little bit loose, it helps. I'm opening, I pop it up, shove my hand inside, nice and deep. And now I need to get him a little bit off balance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kick him in this direction, and human reaction is probably gonna be to come back to me. So as he starts coming back to me, I'm gonna release my knee shield. I release my knee shield, my other hand is coming up, chopping. And I don't need to put my hands on the inside. It's difficult. The collar's already tight to his neck. So there's usually gonna be a fold right here. I'm just gonna grab that fold, come here, elbow underneath, bring him to me and squeeze. Okay, this is only gonna work if you guys have a good first grip though, okay? So we gotta open up, get that grip nice and deep, kick him out, sit up, and finish. You guys can always start to get back to your closed guard. I'm not much of a closed guard player. Like I said before, I have short legs, so closed guard never really became one of my favorite things. But if I'm in here and I want to get to the closed guard, I want to make sure that I'm at least controlling him. I can control behind the elbow, control the sleeve. I like to put my foot to the hip so that I can create the distance to pull my leg out. Now I slide through, pull, lock up my closed guard. And then of course, if they start to open up your closed guard, be prepared to get right back into your half. Okay, guys? Guys, another option I really like to use is to switch into the deep half. I really find that I use this more against wrestlers because this kind of happened from having a lot of training partners that are good wrestlers, and they put a lot of pressure with their whizzer and you have a hard time to end up finishing your dogfight sweeps. I like to play the deep half against them more. So as I'm here, the main thing is, like I said, you have to make sure that you get rid of this frame, or you have to make sure that this arm doesn't come into a crossface. Once he crossfaces me, there's no way for me to get to the deep half. So I have to make sure that my frame is good here and I kick out, I sit inside, but instead of bringing my arm back, my arm's coming underneath. Now I tuck, roll, play the deep half, and now you have a whole different scenario where the wrestling position kind of gets nullified. So definitely my go-to choice when I have somebody who can out-wrestle me, which is a lot of guys. Okay, guys. Transition into the half butterflies a lot of times because I have a trouble to get to the underhook. I'm trying to get to the underhook. They back up. They don't want to really engage with me. They're not trying to drive forward. A lot of times I'm going to start to switch into the half butterfly. So I can play hand in the collar, palm up, palm down. That's kind of your preference. But I'm going to create some space to get my left foot to the inside. Now I can start to scoop my body in. If I'd like, I can release, get all the way into a standard butterfly. And I can also start to look for transitions. A lot of times I look for the single leg X, drive forward, use my knee shield, start to bring them back up, come into a position here, start to work from a completely different position because my half guard was having a little bit of trouble. The next move we're gonna work on, guys, is we're gonna work on our transitions into the deep half, making sure that we can bring their weight all the way to the opposite side of our body and we can work the deep half. So I'm here, I kick out, I sit up. This time I'm grabbing underneath the leg. Make sure that my head stays tight to the body because I don't want them to start to cross face and disconnect my hand. So I get here, and now I pull their weight back up onto me. Windshield wiper my legs. Keep a good pinch toward the ankle. If you'd like, then you can start to readjust and come up over the knee, depending on how you prefer to play your deep half. So one more time. And here, this is not gonna work if he gets to any cross face. I have to make sure that I'm keeping my frames here so that this arm doesn't cross face me. So I kick out, hug, windshield wiper my legs, stay tight right here, head tight to the thigh, good pinch, and start to work from your deep half right here. Okay, guys. Next one that we're gonna work on is gonna be just a flow drill. We can just keep going back and forth. I'm gonna start with the same thing. I kick out, I come to my underhook, stretch the leg out, take my outside leg, come up over the ankle, pull the ankle to my butt, elevate my hip, come up, drive forward, back step. Now Rob just has to hip escape, get into his half guard position, and now it's his turn. Kick out, person on top, make sure you whizzer. Stretch my leg, collect my ankle, come up to the knees, grab the knee, drive forward, come to the side. My turn once again. Okay, guys, one of the drills that I like to have everybody warm up with is just going to be, it's just for muscle memory and it's for developing your speed and making sure that you tighten up all your spaces. We're gonna just start in the half guard. Reminder, I'm gonna be on my side. I'm gonna create my frames. I'm gonna have my knee shield right about the armpit area, a little bit toward the pec, but not all the way out here, not all the way down here so that they can get smashed. So I get here, my elbow's on the inside of my knee, and now I want to develop I'll usually do 20 per side. I'm gonna kick out to create this space. My elbow swims inside, and I hug. You guys notice my head comes all the way to the chest. I don't like my head to be too low to where they start to shove my head down. I get my head about right here. And the last thing is I'm gonna be hiding my arm, okay? To create a flow drill, I can just have my partner just start to push the head, pummel back inside, and we reset. They come here, hand in front, come here, and then let's just start to build up a little bit of speed. Kick out, sit up. And inside, knee back inside, elbow underneath, kick out, sit up. Make sure you stay tight. All right, 20 on each side is a real good way to warm up. Guys, thanks for taking the time to watch my tutorial. It's not completely in depth, but I really believe in the philosophy you don't need 100 moves. You have a few different options and you get very efficient with those options and you should be just fine. So hopefully this helps develop your half guard, makes you feel comfortable and answers a few questions you may have. I look forward to getting some feedback from you guys, so please leave me some comments. Thanks, guys.